Alright, so today we're here in my house and I am doing the tree that I put next to the fireplace. And you can see I already have my topper done. I just, like I showed you in another post, I just stuck the stems. I had some curly willow that I put in it, stuck it in there. And once I have that ready, then I'm going to proceed to do ribbon. I just cut up some burlap and weaved some burlap in it. And once I do that, I'm going to make some bows for around the topper. So I wanted to give you guys another lesson on bow making because so many people, they struggle with it and it just seems like it's so hard and such a big deal, but it's really not. So I'm just going to show you, once you practice with it and work with ribbon, it's relatively easy. And this ribbon, most Christmas ribbon you'll find, has wires on the side of it. That will help you a lot in your bow making. So what I do is I leave a tail. You're going to start with however long. I usually start with about a foot long, but it doesn't really matter as long as you have some kind of tail. I'm right-handed, so I hold it in my left hand. I hold the ribbon with these 3 fingers mostly, and I kind of cram the ribbon and hold it in this space. So I'm going to squish the ribbon into my hand just like this. And you just kind of push it in there just like this. And I'm going to bring a loop around and slide it right in behind there and squish it together just like this. So that is your first loop. So it's going to look like this, but you're kind of building it like this. And then I'm going to bring this piece back up around. I'm going to make another loop the same size as this loop. So kind of look at them and make sure they're the same. You're just going to bring it around and just squash it all in your hand, just like that. And you've got the beginning of a bow. Now, making a bow for a Christmas topper is a little bit different than if you were making like a traditional round bow for a present. You want it to be sort of more long in dimension instead of round. So what I do, once I get this part done, I just kind of slide the ribbon on top of this bow, the first loop that you made, and you're going to bring up another loop and squish it right into the same part of your hand, just like that. And then I'm going to, when you're using a ribbon that has one face, meaning this side's printed and this side is not, you're going to end up with this. And what you'll have to do is you're going to need to twist it, and then pull your loop around so that the face is showing. So these 2 loops are a little bit smaller than these 2 loops. And you're going to be working your way inside just like this. So basically, this is what you end up with. And then you're going to, you can continue in this process or do like I'm doing. I'm going to add different ribbons because I'm doing all these like lodgy type ribbons here. So I'm adding another type of ribbon. So what I do is you can leave a tail if you want, or you don't even have to. You can just squish it in your hand just like this. I bring up another loop, and I make it the same size as this loop, your inside loop. I twist, bring it around, squish it in my hand. And so you're just bringing loops. Just make sure that this one's not really big and this one's really small. You want them to be uniform into face and making sort of like a crescent shape here. So I'm going to make 2 more loops with this type of ribbon, just like this. This one is a little bit shorter, but since I'm making, what I'm going to do, is I'm going to squish these here in between there. So that's why it's narrow and not round. And this is how you make the tree, Christmas tree bows for around your top. I'm leaving this tail long because I'm going to weave it in through my tree. And I'm going to pick up another piece of ribbon. I'm going to squish it again. Again, look how I'm holding this. It's all right in this area, right here. So I'm just holding it in there. And if your hands, my hands are really strong because I do this all the time. If your hand gets tired, then you can tie this off with a wire and then start adding more loops on top of it. So what you would do is grab a piece of wire, just put it where your hands were holding it, twist it around, and that way you can relax a little bit and give your hand a break. And then you would just start again using, put this right on top, Bring it around. And you see how as I get into the center, the loops are just a tad bit smaller. I just keep working my way in, just like this. Bringing it around, I'm twisting, bringing it around, just like this. So when I make a Christmas tree topper, I usually use about 5, end up using about 5 of these bows to go around it and to go around the very top. It works really well. And if you're not using stems on top and you want the bow all the way around, you can't make just one big bow. You're going to make several of these and stick them around, and that way you can fill in the entire topper. So now I'm done with this bow. What I'm going to do is just tie it off with another piece of wire, just like this. Slip it in right where your hands were. I use a heavier gauge wire that I just got at Walmart or Hobby Lobby, any place like that carries them. Twist it off, and then I'm going to bring it up here, right underneath where my topper ends, right where the topper ends, and find a limb or something to attach it to. And then you can kind of manipulate it, fluff it out however you need to. And then with these little tails, I'm going to just kind of turn the ends under like this. The wire will bend and just kind of turn them under like that. And I always bring them up and around and kind of attach them to a limb just like this. Bring them around. And so once I get this done, I'm going to start on another bow. And what I'll do is I'll work my way all the way around to where there's one solid, it looks like one solid bow all the way around the tree. And so you make another one, stick it right up next to it, right here, and another one right here, and we'll work our way around. And I'll show you what it looks like when we get it all done.